Hi, welcome to Mrs. Dill's YouTube video math lesson on tally marks. Today I'll demonstrate a dice, roll, and tally game. This is usually a two-player game, but it can be adapted to be single or multiplayer. I've provided 2 game sheets to each of my students, but you can make your own. There are 3 columns that each have a purpose. It's helpful to have 2 dice, but 1 die is okay. This is an example of the game sheet that we use. I like to have a 3-column game sheet. The first column is normally the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Next to each one of those is a picture of the face of the die with the same numeric representation. The third column is blank. That's where we'll be making our tally marks. I suggest rolling the die to see who goes first. If player number 1 rolls a 1 and player number 2 rolls a 5, player number 2 would go first because they had the higher number. Begin the game by giving each person a copy of the worksheet. Ask them to put their name on the top. For example, this one says Annie, and this one says Aunt Dee Dee. These are the 2 players. Okay, let's suppose that player number 2 is Aunt Dee Dee, and she goes first because she got the higher roll. She rolls the dice and gets a 1. Aunt Dee Dee would go to the worksheet and make a tally mark in the 3rd column next to the number 1. It's time for the next player to go. The player rolls a 2, so on their worksheet, they're going to put a tally mark in the column next to the 2. This is an example of the game sheet after 12 rolls for Aunt Dee Dee. None of the 6 categories of numbers have reached 5 tally marks. This is an example of the game sheet for Annie. Annie has had 11 turns and is on her 12th turn. Let's say that Annie rolls a 2. She already has 4 tally marks in the category for 2, so now we're going to make a diagonal line to represent the 5th tally mark. Annie would now declare herself the winner because she was the first player to reach 5 tally marks in any column. Thanks for watching our lesson on tally marks. I want to mention a few other benefits of this game. When we're doing math and science, we're often collecting data by using tally marks and then counting in groups of 5s. It's also helpful if children learn to make the association between the pattern on the face of a die, the dot arrangements in particular, because those are repeated in our math workbooks. A fun language arts fact is that the singular form of this game cube is die, D-I-E. The plural form, when there's 1 or more, would be known as dice, D-I-C-E. Thanks for watching our lesson today. If you have a YouTube account, feel free to post your comments. Bye for now.